Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Flying with Mike. Hope you all are ready for a great day. Great day looks like outside for flying. Look at that blue sky. So hopefully it's that way all the way to Gatwick. We are sitting in Lyon, France, preparing the A330-900. Told you all you're going to see a lot of this plane. I really like it. I got a lot to learn on it. So I hope you enjoy this. A great plane from ToLiss. You know, it's like that other sim. If it's a certain company's name, in this case ToLiss, you know you're getting quality. And boy, did they pack it in. Wow, is all I gotta say. First off, the loaders were just like you need for this. Two fuel trucks. I love it instead of that gargantuan one that the A350 has from Flight Factor. Although it does, it gets to start to fly it off right with a chuckle. So, but anyway, like I said, Lyon, France, over to Gatwick. So, hope y'all enjoy. Welcome those of you that found our flight schedule over at YouTube. Welcome. If you're here on the Twitch site, love to hear from you. Love to have you follow us. And if you're willing, subscribe here. Now, subscribing here is actually a payment. So we're in subscription over at YouTube. It's like following. So I leave that up to you. But welcome aboard. And folks, those of you in Twitch who would like to subscribe to us over and hit that subscribe button, would you, on YouTube? We'd love to have you over there. All right. I haven't. I've all of a sudden either they pulled it down or I just can't find the livery page for the A330. Albeit I really haven't looked all that super hard. Um, but if you all know, could you hit me in Discord or something? Let me know. But overall, folks, this is a great aircraft. I highly recommend it. I know those of you who waited in bated breath, hoping you're going to get it for across the pond a couple weeks ago and got it. I hope you loved it, because I did. I didn't fly it and cross the pond, but I flew it a couple days later. All right, so let's think about crawling up into the cockpit here, or shall I say strolling into the office, you know, and get things ready to go. Now, we do have it on external power. As you saw, we are in the fueling process. So that gives us a little bit of time to do a proper pre-brief that we do. Maybe not what the airline guys do, but there are some liberties in the flight sim world we're allowed to take. Also, I'm not going to fly on VATSIM today. So just to let you know, I may on the flight next after this. But right now for this one, we're going to stay off. So we'll just stay off. Just don't want to say anything that could, not be of a friendly manner. So, or as I sometimes say, a Christian manner. There are some policies in play here in Europe that, quite frankly, I'm having troubles with. So I could use prayers to work through those. For now, in Europe, we probably will not stream till we clear European airspace. I'm sorry, not stream, be on VATSIM. We'll still stream. Oh, yeah, but they just won't be talking to us. All right, so there you have it, folks. VATSIM, or the Sim Toolkit is up. And you can see our route. And as you can tell, we're only, folks, look at that route. If you can see it. If not, let me know. I can always put it back up in the chat. This is a 400-mile run. Okay, let me say that again. 400 miles. And I don't see it here, so let me put it up for you. And that's what we would have to type in unless we had some nice little gizmo-like tool to put it in easy. Thank God we do. Um, yeah, 400 miles, that many fixes. Welcome to Europe. You know, I love flying over here, folks. It is amazing. It's just those little things that you got to get used to. Now, if you're flying Airbus or the 737-800, not a lick of problems at all. It's when you fly like the 727 in X-Plane 11 or GA and you want to play on VATSIM, they're not playing nicely right now with you. So um, just be forewarned. GA aircraft especially, because if you only have 2 digits after the decimal point, you may not be able to contact many of them. All right, so we're going to go out on the BUSI 6 North BUSIL to AMORO, MOMIL, BAGBI, SIZZA, on to the UM733, where I hear the speed limits are unlimited. PIREG, UT421, KUNAV, and on to the KUNA 1 Golf. Planning 26 left. We'll see how that works by the time we get there. And again, we're staying off VATSIM. Sorry. I may actually begin helping POSCON to really flourish. So, all right. So with this, let's look at our loadout. 82,500 pounds. You're all going, holy, are you sure you're not in that 747 there, Captain? Positive. 375 folks aboard, 0. By the way, that's a full load. 0 cargo. And again, our route, we'll use 35 left, north departure. Cost index 55. And we're going to cruise at 40,000 feet to CLM, where we'll drop to 36. Maybe. We'll see where that really is. Weather-wise, here, clear visibility, okay, 19 degrees outside. Just a beautiful day here in Lyon. 66 degrees. Over there in the arrival port of London's Gatwick Airport, we're looking at westerly winds at 3, just a puff in the sky, and a broken ceiling at 3,500 feet. So, and it's 57 degrees up north. So we'll see how all of this translates when we get there. For now, let's go ahead, get rid of this because we're not filing a flight plan here. And to those here in France and other parts of Europe where a lot of this, I'll call it garbage, is going on, I apologize, but that's why we're staying offline while we're in Europe. We're not going to fall prey to what happened yesterday. And videos are out there, so just not taking the bait. All right, so let's get going, shall we? We have finished refueling, so we're going to go ahead, fire up the APU. Now, one thing, and it's got to be me, there is a way, I would hope, to, in that A350, make these screens come up automatically. I just haven't figured it out. So, and I don't know which button you need to push to make that happen. Flaps open. Starting. I love this little, this reminds me in the semi, we had we didn't have this sunshade, but the sunshades just, you had that spot, you know, literally from like here to here that you just couldn't get the sun blocked. Well, car makers today have now put in that little whatever shaded crisscross whatever Airbus, and a lot of airline companies have put an actual shade in. Airbus actually put shades to come down halfway. So I just find these things funny. Uh, how the sunshade technology has exploded. So, but anyway, it's always fun and neat to look at. All right, it looks like the poo is on. All right, let's check the probe heat, and then the bleed is on. Finally is the, hang on, APU gen is on. So now that we're on the APU, we'll switch off external power, and then we'll deal with that with the rampies when they get to that point in their work. Moving on. Oh, might as well have stayed up there. My bad. Um, let's get our emergency lights on. Should have had our no. That also cracks me up. It doesn't say no smoking anymore. It says no portable devices or something to that effect. Let's zoom in, look at it real quick. No portable electronic devices, off or on. Starts with the word no, so that means no. Just, you gotta love some of the portable electronic devices probably would have been the best way to write it. On, well, no, that wouldn't help either. On would be no. Off would be usable. Or something. Yeah, that's still ambiguous. I know you gotta work with what the aircraft had to start with, and it's just kind of interesting to me. Everyone else, I know, wake up. It's, we're past that segment. Um, so we've checked our crossbleed, which is right here, is in auto. Pack flows are auto for now, although I'm going to go ahead and switch that into high with a full load. Gen 1, 2 should be the only faults we see. That is true because those engines aren't running yet. And external power is off. Electric panel, all other lights are not lit. Yep. And the ventilation panel looks good. All right, let's get up here to the IRUs. Yeah, they don't count right, folks. There's one. You want to make sure you get the on bat, just in case your engines go, or your generators either disconnect or aren't generating, and your APU generator, you're still able to know where you are, lat long wise, via your INS system. Okay, and oh, by the way, that was 2, 3. Now, I don't know, maybe Airbus counts differently than us, but 1, 3, 2? Huh. I was thinking about going backwards, but that wouldn't work either. I don't, I liked, who was it? I think it was McDonnell Douglas that did 1, 2, aux. I think it was aux or something like that they used. It just cracks me up because Boeing does the same thing. Airbus, the counting. These are like rocket scientists, just one level down. They build jets instead of rockets. It just cracks me up. Sorry. Little things crack me up, folks. All right, so Trent, that's right. There's our next update. By the way, should be tomorrow, Hallows Eve. Yes. So, or if it's not, it's All Saints Day the next day. So we'll see how that plays out. Just be mindful. You may, especially in certain worlds or certain online environments, you got to be up to date. Okay, so we'll go to init. Now, in order for the init request, I don't know if it shows or for it to work. This part I don't know. Go up here to your plugins. ToLiss is just like every other Airbus, folks. Over to settings and account, and put your SimBrief account number. Now they say ID. I say number because most of it is numbers. It's not what you log in with. It is, you go into SimBrief, look for account. When that information comes up, now look for the ID. It's like, it's going to be characters, um, usually numeric. You stick those in there, read the manual as to what you want to do with these options. Go from there. Hoppy allows you to get weather en route. Talk to ATC on VATSIM. Not a lot of them seem to do that. Although I do watch a few streamers that they seem to be interacting, and that my guess, buddies. But I could be way out of line there. So just check with it, folks. Okay. Read the manual. They'll explain everything here. So, okay, so Pilot's Edge. Flying this thing on Pilot's Edge? Really? Holy mackerel. That's mostly GA. Yeah, I got my business jet. It's an Airbus 330-900. Wake up, America. But anyway, don't you? Love that guy. I loved him way back when. Oh, but anyway, save your preferences and be done. Then you can come back and do what I'm going to do. Click. Wait for it. It's going to fill in the top and then the bottom. Not like Zebo that goes bloop, all of it at once, which is cool. Hey, I'm all for it. By the way, check out that video from yesterday, the Zebo 737 from Adana over to Izmir, Turkey. Holy mackerel, what they have. I finally got to an airport where I'm not in a jetway. That is some awesome stuff they've done at Zebo. Be mindful, read their Discord about install 46 that came out. I'm pretty sure they've got another one by now. But there were problems. But my goodness, what they have done. And it's free. That just blows my mind away. So check it out. It's just really, really cool. So, all right, so we're done here. Click clear and clear. I'm going to bring charts in real quick so we can get our coordinates. All right, this is one of those things I like about NavGraph charts. And if you're going to fly in certain or on certain platforms here for ATC, you have to have up-to-date charts. And this is how you get it. Unfortunately, you have to pay for it. Where in my mind, those that want up-to-date charts should be providing them. So, but anyway, down here in Lyon, okay, IVAO is up and running. I might try them out. What the heck? They're arriving on 35 left, departing and depart. I thought there was only one runway. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Transition level 6,000, but you can get the ATIS if this or this is online. In the States, US, and some of the territories, if they are on D ATIS, you can get the real ATIS. That's a cool thing. But that's not what we're here for. Click on the charts. Look at all of these charts. And some of these airports have your star, intermediate, and then your instrument approach chart. And you can get them here. Matter of fact, they hate you if you don't. All right, parking stands. So we Oh, Lord. We're in 43, C43. So let's go to parking stand coordinates. And we got to do this before we align, by the way. So first off, make sure you don't see the coordinates on this page. If not, go to the next. C43 is north 45, 43.1. Those of you that use INS understand what we're setting. Your alignment coordinate, what you want it to align on. 45, 43.1 north. Okay, now we're going to go to the other side and put in east 5 degrees 04.8. So you click here and it's 5. Let me look at it again. 4.8. So we got to go down. Five, 4.8. Perfect. Align, confirm. Now, when that hits 0, and what we're talking about, upper ECAM in the middle here, when it hits 0, it will align to that coordinate. If you don't do this, folks, and it's not a requirement, it's just that little extra realism you can do, it'll align to the airport reference point or whatever is in the boxes, which is usually the airport. Otherwise, you can nail it down. So like if you're on INS systems, you have to put in the coordinates. There is no getting around it. So there's your coordinates, or you bring them up to the top and copy as best you can. Then I click wind request. Okay, then I return. And now we get to work, folks. All right, so we're going with a cost index of 72. Why does that sound incorrect? Because we're supposed to be at 55. We'll keep it. 72 isn't going to hurt us that much. All right, so next on the list, let's go check out our weight and balance. Been working out a little bit, folks. Should come in pretty good now. The pilot should be okay. 379.12, actually. We'll go with 379.2. Oh, wait a minute. How's our fuel? 30.5. Was that right? Yeah. Okay, we got 30.5. Okay. And we're going to go diagonal, and then we're going to look at the zero fuel weight. Wait, we still got charts up. Sorry, folks, I just realized. So then we come down into the category of center of gravity for 500. No, 27.5. And by the way, we just aligned. 27.5. So 379.2. That is because our zero fuel weight is actually 379,195. 379,100. Rounded up. Piece of cake. 27.5, 27.5. Click the line select. They change. Now, we actually have 30,500 pounds of fuel. 30.5. Numbers might change ever so slightly. And that's all we got to do. Oh, excuse me, folks. Not sure why breakfast wants to bite back. It was really good. F plans the next animal we go to. Departure. Now, we said... Click. Click. I'm going to bring charts in real quick one more time. You know what? I'm going to go ahead, move this into play, and set us into plan. Okay, so what I went up and did is moved the nav display to arc, or I'm sorry, to plan, and drop down to 20. All right, now I brought all of this up because we're going to step through here real quick. So off IVAO, that's not VATSIM. So don't get the two confused, because they might actually go exact opposites to help out a buddy. And I have seen that too many times of late here, where the mass is not what they're here for. It's for one person. When they leave, they leave. So we said once again, arriving 35 left, departing 35 left. Okay. Ooh, let's look and see. Well, we could depart 35 right. In all seriousness, we probably could. It's only 8,700 feet. They could actually land on it. We even thought about landing on it. Chose differently. But we'll take 35 left. That's odd. It looks like... Oh, I'm trying to figure out what was that noise. That was the neighbors. We got a pretty good wind today here. Oh, sorry for sniffles. All right, so we'll take 35 left. Our departure off 35 left is the BUSIL 6 North. Okay, and that'll take us to L595, to BAGBI, to Allure. Ooh. All right, so let's look for it. There it is. And no transitions, so insert. All right. Now, the only problem with this thought is we're not going to see it well, but we'll do our best. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, we went off. That's right. We went to BUSIL, not BAGBI. So, 595, then we go to BUSIL. Okay. AMORO. AMORO. Sorry, my love boat came back in. MOMIL. I know, and those of you that weren't born when I was, you go, what's the love boat? Not that regurgitated garbage that came out a few weeks or a year ago. BUSIL, AMORO, BAGBI, SIZZA, Chappie, Lowly. Okay, so we just start walking through looking for discontinuities. CLM, we are to come down to 36,000. So let's see right here around, I think we're in Belgium at this point. Maybe, no, I think we're outside of Paris. So anyway, technically we're supposed to come down and then head up on the rest of the way here. And boom, we hit another discontinuity. All right, so that is the KUNAV 1 Gulf. So we're going to take that to AMDUT KKE 64 Timba. Not Simba from Lion King, Timba. Didn't know he had a cousin. All right, so again, we're going to do exactly the same thing. Click the airport, click now arrival. We're planning 26 left. What do they have for us off this on 26 left? Timba, we have a transition to the ILS and to the localizer. So I guess that means pretty much we're going ILS. What are we doing here? I am bewildered. Hang on. Why are we coming back? Bitemba to May. Really confused with that one. Let's see if it makes any sense here. All right, so we picked the ILS 26, or yeah, 26 left. Okay. Again, we're coming in on the Kona, was it? Hang on, let me back up a page. KUNAV. So almost fell for it. KUNAV won golf. All right. Timba. Via Timba. I'm just making sure there isn't a transition because, okay, it looks like we would be fine. All right. So I am going to back this up to KUNAV to Amdut, KKE 64. Timba, May. I don't know what the heck that's all about on the chart, but yeah, this makes more sense when you look at it. What it's doing here, I don't get. I really don't get. Yeah, it just makes no sense. So we go Timba to May, May to May '09, which I'm assuming would be that fix, onto the ILS. And then we track it in. Okay, glad we look at these things, folks, because you would have looked at that, you'd have gone, what are we flying? Where are we going? Oh, to Manchester. Wow, no wonder we have so much fuel. All right, so from here, we fly over to Lamb, and then way up here into central United Kingdom to Manchester. I've heard something about soccer being something big in there. Or at least that's what a exchange student once told us. All right, so flight plan's good. Turn that off. We're done with the charts. And I'm going to slide that over, slide that in, bring these back together, cha-cha-cha. Okay, so we have the flight plan in and verified. Next up is the RadNav page. Everything looks good. Now we're going to the perf page. This is one of my favorite pages in ToLiss. Why? Because they actually have takeoff and landing performance. And you can actually, now, real world pilots, as I've been told by my father, who was one, you go with the data your company gives you for the most part. Now, if it's way out there in left field, of course, I hope you don't. That could be disastrous. Why does this not look right? Hang on. Okay, it's right. I just looking at the windsock here going, something don't look right. That's what still doesn't look well. Yeah, I guess it does. Um, okay, so the only thing I have as a wish to ToLiss, well, there might be a couple, but one of my biggies, if you go to landing perform, you get the METAR. takeoff, you don't, that they're utilizing. I'd like to see that only to know where the heck this data came from and make sure, we match up better. Because right now, as of 6 minutes ago, hitting reset. Okay, so it's okay. Stand by. I gonna resume room temperature. Oh no, I'm not. Let me see. Yeah, I am. Doggone it. Okay, granted, theirs is a little more up to date, or more in tune with. Well, here I'll just show you. It's the METAR for here, 7 minutes old, 040 at 4. Temperature 18. Okay, so there are some things to change, but it's nice to be able to just make the changes looking here instead of sky vector, nav graph charts or something like that. Okay, I'm being nitpicky, I guess. Dry anti-ice will stay off. 4905 we'll go with, and wait a minute. The ATIS said transition level 6,000. Now that's kind of important here in Europe. Now, if you're flying offline, whoopity doobity, whoopie doo. If you're flying multiplayer in that other one, whoopity doo. Why? Because you don't have a controller and you're not worried. It's controllers that want you to be precise, and no room for error anymore. So, no room for the fact you may be brand new at this. So, but that's the way they want it. So now that we have the accurate information here, okay, I'm really not going to be overly concerned if I have to go toga or flex. Prefer flex because I got 13,000 feet of runway to work with. And if I go flex and it's telling me flex 73, 130 to 143 to set V1, Jay Muffy, 3,400 feet of runway could prove a problem. Why don't we go with like 140, back it down a little? I mean, that's all this is showing you. If you went with 130, you have close to 6,700 feet of runway to stop in. If you go with 143 for V1, you only have 3,400 feet. So that's just what it's showing, giving you a rough estimate. But again, if you sent this to the airline, it comes back, you go with what the airline says or their designated contracted company. All right, and in essence, that's what we're going to do. We're going to click uplink. And what uplink is going to do is take in the entire weight and balance of your aircraft. It's going to take in all of the information and compile it, send it up, get decompiled, and whatever that company says that they use or the airline spits it back to you. So we said 1025. That is the current. I know it says 2990. Correction, 30.27 on the gizmo here. But it actually equates to 1025. Wind 040 at 40. 040 diagonal 4. The only bad thing with this is you can't change the temperature. That's a bummer. All right, we got a dry runway. If not, up, down arrows, move it. Takeoff data request out to the company. They're chewing on it. It'll come back eventually. Granted, I'm assuming it's not as instantaneous as here. clear, received. Now, this is the data if you go TOGA, meaning you're not telling the engines anything different than what it really is. 140, 140, 143. Flaps 3. I don't think so. But anyway, let's go flex. Now we get flaps 1 up 2.6. I'm good with those. And they want 143, 143, 145. And I hate when I do that. Sorry, folks. You got to click here. So that's what we'll do. And then just put insert, transition altitude 6,000, 143, 143, 145. We'll go with it. And everything else looks good. Now, we could, and I am doing this, go to Blackbox's website. I'll get that to you in a moment. I do that all the time. Hang on a second, folks. Takes me a second to find him. I've got so many sites over here. Some I don't even use anymore. Enter. All right, and what's going to come up is the airport, what the chart says transition is, not what conditions say. Europe is an interesting animal. You could have country by country different transition levels. Cool. That would make things a little easier. But no. You could, within countries, have different so say you go from Munich to Berlin. That's all in Germany, folks. But the transition level in Munich would be different than the transition level potentially in Berlin. Same in France. Lyon could be different than Paris. So it's a pain in the rump. That's why you got to really pay attention to that ATIS, especially that transition level. And you want to pay attention to it all, because all the data they give you is important. Especially as we get into the winter months, you're going to be getting friction, runway condition reports on it. And so do I dial up on the brakes, dial down? Can we even land at this place safely? So anyway, so 23, 30, 38, 30. 23, 30, 28, 30. I'm not going to bring it up. All I'm going to do is point you to it. And that's blackbox711.com. And then go to the airport information charts. That's where you can adjust your thrust, acceleration, and engine out for that runway. We are on 35 left. Engine failure 2400. Boom. And folks, we're ready to go. Almost. Yesterday I forgot to do this. Today I'm not. Forgot to come online with the ACARS program. Stinks, but I've flown enough flights this month with Millennium Aviation. I'm not worried about being cut from the list. All right, and oh, I didn't think about one thing. Well, we're going to go with it. See what happens. I booked an A319 flight. Forgot I'm in an A330. They may actually DQ this. I didn't even think of that. Sorry, guys. Not all perfect. All right, so we got all of our takeoff data. We're ready to go, folks. I am going to first get rid of our brigade, as they say in the UK. Oop, wrong one. Just be careful if you're using the minus and don't accidentally request de-ice, especially if you went, you know what, just get out of there. Um, Animated because it takes a while, and as it should. It takes a little bit to de-ice an aircraft properly so that when it does take off, you're not running into a problem. The problem is too many airports do it at the gate instead of near closer to the active runways. And there's a whole litany of reasons why we don't need to get into. But just to know, places like Chicago did it. So by the time you push back, got to your runway somewhere out in the middle of nowhere, which it's hard to find in Chicago, I get it, but it is. You're out of time, got to go back and de-ice just to do it again. Um, that's why the central de-ice area on the west end is in place. I think, and I'm only just because knowing that issue so well, they're doing it on the east side. Now, there's still some areas where they need to think about it, but at least they've got a good a plan started, and that'll help ease some congestion. I know a lot of the airports on the Northeast corridor here in the U.S. already do something similar. So, compliments Philadelphia, I think, might have been one of the first, although they still have some issues in Philly. But they are, but where they positioned it kind of does help both ways. They really only have two directions. You can either go east or west. And where they positioned it, you can pretty well make your 30 minutes either way. So that's the key, 30 minutes. So be careful. But when you let the brigade go, you can see it cleared up here on the doors. The only thing open is the main door. All right. But again, that black box sight is great, folks, to give you that little extra realism that it'll put into your top of climbs and performance. I really don't know a lot about it. Enough to say I saw it, I do it. You know, it just, I like adding that. I like on the Boeing going to page 2 and putting in the heading, the slope, and stuff on that next performance page on initialization. So it just, adds a little. Whether it does anything in the sim, I don't know. All right, since our passengers appear to be aboard, we'll go ahead, turn that on. All right. We are ready to think about going. Let's go to the live map. Oh, the bunch. I know they have a group flight at Millennium Aviation. If you're curious about them, okay, why I use Mac Air? Well, that's their little nickname because Captain Mac, y'all may remember him on the YouTube. I'm not sure what happened. I know life has its ways of getting in the way or giving us blessings that prevent us from being able to put video up on YouTube. But yeah, he used to be huge on YouTube, hour-long videos, little more sometimes, little less, but great content that he used to do on YouTube. You can look him up. His stuff's still out there, folks. I'm part of the airline that he formed, Millennium Aviation, along with a few other people, and great airline. Very flexible with you, hopefully with me, and just great. They're using Smart Cars 3 for the ACARS system, so they've got good, solid stuff in place. Hoping more coming, but you never know. I'm in that part of the world I'm not part of with Millennium. Just one of the many pilots they have and enjoy it. One of these days, I will, Pat. I will get in on a group flight. Um, I just always, I'll be honest, I always forget. So, me, 59 years old. Oh, my back. Oh, my knee joints. Be better to you than me. Not that bad yet. Close, but not yet. All right. And by the way, folks, if you're watching this on YouTube, this is the fun we have during the live streams. Come on over, join us. Just come on into Twitch. There's a link on YouTube, show you how to get here. All right, let's go have some fun, shall we? Again, not on VATSIM, folks. Just not on VATSIM. All right, so let's get the door closed. What do you say? I say close it. Oh. Matter of fact, we should have closed it first, then the baggage. Really upset those passengers that are late. Oh, that always cracked me up when I worked at the airport. Okay, so 143, 143, 145 are our numbers. One more time down here with the charts for our departure brief. Hang on. There's charts. All right. So you can see what we're doing to get to good old Gatwick. And we're sitting here at Charlie 43. We're going to push face south, come out onto Tango, down to Alpha 9 for departure. And our departure looks like this. Climb on a course of 353 to LL 594. Then LL from LL 595. What? Oh, I got it. 353 to 594. Then to LL 595, then we make a left turn to BUSIL. Fly that out and join our course. Currently, no altitude restrictions. The only thing we have is stay under 230 knots by 594. Then we can resume our cruise speeds to 595, and then we're out to BUSIL. Sound good? Let's do it. All right, there's the hand signals saying let's get rid of. Oh, and one other thing that ToLiss has done with this aircraft, the ISCS that you can grab from here, open ISCS screen, this screen, you can put on your EFB. So you don't have to open it up. I find that outstanding. However, I don't even need to be here. Why am I here? We're getting rid of the power. It's available. Make sure it's available all the time, folks. Reason being, some of these airplanes, when you disconnect, they turn all the power off. Okay. Okay, we're ready there. Let's call in our friends at Better Pushback.
Run to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
I want to go there. There.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
And as you just saw, folks, you can make this pretty complicated. So let me get the chocks pulled. And the brake is definitely set and we're locked. Okay. So I could, talking about Captain Mac a few minutes ago, he did a segment out of Atlanta, and the pushback instructions were unbelievable. You came to here, to here, to here, to pull up to here, over to here, up to here, kind of deal. You can do that kind of stuff with this program.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Cleared to connect. Make sure that main door is closed. It is. Jetway is away. All right, we're ready to push. Let's put the beacon on. Just so they know we're getting ready to move. All right, folks, we're cleared to push and start face north. I'm sorry, face south.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Brakes release, face south, please.
Starting pushback. Can you may start engines?
All right. We shall. Okay, your engine start goes to crank. Get greens, crank them. That's all you have to do. I hope to one day try a manual start where the APU isn't maybe available. Something you'll have to do with the high pressure, all of that to get engines to start. We did one in the Zebo several months, maybe a year or two ago. Actually very interesting. And I'd like to maybe do that once again here with ToLiss, because boy, did I watch them all the time out there at the airport. They wouldn't, no, I'm not going to get into it. Flying public doesn't need to know some of this stuff. But, yeah, there's a lot of things I saw. All right, and the engine is spooling up. And what we're waiting for is the word avail. And for that guy in the upper deck here to turn the fuel pumps on. Did I miss some? Oh, I did.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Brake set.
Disconnecting tow. Standby.
Okay, we'll go ahead and start cranking on number 1. And using the cross bleed, anyway, back to what we were talking about, using the cross bleed to start engines and all of that fun stuff. That's what those things are up there for. So I'd like to do it a couple times. I don't have the manuals here to actually put the airplane into a position where that has to happen. MEL wise. So
Tow disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time on Have a Safe Flight.
thanks, Better Pushback. And to the audience, it's a free program, free plugin. All you got to do, download it, put it in your plugins, and it is free. And it is so much better, as the name says, than the default just push you back straight, which for the most parts that's all Southwest does. There's our pins, and I'll shoot him some lights. All right. There's a veil. I'm going to start a 3-minute timer, and let's get the rest of this going. Engine mode back to normal. APU bleed off, he says cautiously. Coming down, we're going to get the spoilers armed. There's a little white ring here that'll tell you. And we're going to put the flaps in 1 and verify. Okay, next up, pitch and trim. Actually, I'm going to turn off the APU now. And then move into the pitch trim. All right, so we want to click F/CTL. Brings up your control surfaces. We need our, I think it's already set, 2.6 up, 2.6. I love this plane. While I'm here, let's just go ahead. We know the crews are clear, so we can exercise the controls. And then check that rudder. Now, one thing Flight Factor I love does that I wish ToLiss would find a way to adopt, like I said, they're very little, very nitpicky kind of things. This little button right here, when you push it, here, let me just do it this way. You should be able to push it and exercise the pedals without, what it does is disconnects your pedals. Hang on a second. All right, folks, sorry about that. The wife coming in. We, as you all know, may or may not know, we watch a soon-to-be 7-month-old, and she was grabbing the dog's tail today. All right. Well, welcome aboard, and I'm just checking a couple things here real quick. And we're going to get taxiing. And we'll go ahead, turn the radar on. Boy, I cannot wait for the X-Plane update to come out. Making that system work. Hang on, I'm gonna yank some volume down here. So used to the 320 or 319 and 321s automatically like that loud, then down half the volume. And I have yet to figure out what's causing that. All right, we'll make our way to the runway. All right, we're working our way out to the runway, folks. Yeah, we're flying this flight offline off via VATSIM network today. Would have loved to have tried flying into the UK, but most likely, traffic levels would have made it impossible. So I would have probably been kicked off VATSIM, not for what I'm doing, because my frame rates wouldn't hold. But it is what it is, and there's some things with VATSIM that I need to talk with them about, because it's making it hard for a group that's supposed to be so inclusive to actually say that. Oh, I never noticed that bulge there on the tail, right at the I wonder what that's for. Huh. Interesting. If you all know, I'd love to see it in the chat or in Discord or in the chat over at YouTube. What is that bulge at the tail? Is it on both sides? Yeah. I wonder what that's all about. Unless that's just some feature they've learned through the years with the A330. This aircraft, by the way, folks, the 900, the A330 goes back into the 90s, I know, and 2000, well, late 90s, 2000s with US Air, who bought out American Airlines, if you didn't know. But anyway, so this aircraft's been around, been through the patch, not as much as 57s and 67s, but they've been there quite a bit. takeoff test and come off flight controls. I'm going to make sure we've done everything before taking the runway. Brake set. Elapsed time, we'll get going. Where are you? There you are. LS constraints. LS constraints, and I forgot what altitude we're going to. 40. All right, terrain radar on. Weather radar on. Predictive wind shear is on, as is the radar. One thing you'll notice in the A321s, the A320neo and 319, this switch works, or at least turns. ToLiss, I think it was I asked the question or someone else did. Why is it not working? Well, it's a feature that's coming in X-Plane to work, so we thought we'd wait, see how it's going to develop. So it's coming, folks. This radar stuff we keep hearing about, it's coming. Patience. So, all right, let me do a quick check here in my, see if we have any mods out there. Okay, we do not. All right, let's do it. Taking the runway. And Lyon traffic, Virgin 1576, departing 35 left. Okay, TCAS on. All right, let's get going, folks. Like I said, this is a long runway, folks. 13,000 feet worth. Flex 73. I believe it's 143, 143, 145. Okay, engines seem stable. We're stable. Flex. SRS runway green. Climb nav blue. And 73 set. Takeoff power set 80 knots. 100. Rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. Okay, gears up and looking good. Autopilot good and engaged. It's just a straight out departure. All right, there you have it, folks. Airborne on our way. Let's see here. see how this goes. We just go to climb power. There we go. And we're starting our build up in speed. S speed will retract the flaps. All right, we're just about there, folks. Thank you again for being a part of Flying with Mike. We sure thank you, and hope to see you on this flight. Okay, there's transition level. Uh-oh. Why? Oh, you know, I went through all of that for nothing. I forgot this plane has some things on it you need to be aware of if you're used to other ToLiss products. You saw me, what looked like, well, you may or may not have trying to click this um, uh, altimeter setting. You got to actually pull or push to get it to work. Oh, I keep forgetting about that on this plane. Even when you want to come out of heading or speed managed altitude, you got to pull or push it physically. So, and that's a little difficult, little different in this thing. You grab hold of it with the hand, pull out or push in. So, yeah, keep that in mind with this plane, folks. All right, we're excelling up. Let me turn the lights off. And you're going to have to use up here the mouse wheel to turn things off. On some of them, the buttons, the switches you will, but the buttons, like say pitot heat, you'll press. So yeah, it's a little different, a little bit to get used to, but fly it enough, it ingrains in you. And we're on our way, folks. We're almost to BUSIL. BUSIL. I don't know the proper pronunciation here. But we've got about an hour and 3 minutes to go, probably a little less. And we'll be there. But I want to thank you all. Thank you so much for flying with us. If you are, and I don't say this hardly enough at all. If you're over on YouTube, smash that subscribe button. Here on Twitch, smash that follow button. We'd love to have you aboard our growing families of both Twitch and YouTube. And if the advertisements get too much for you, we do them about every 20 minutes for about 90 seconds or so. You can always subscribe to the channel, and that is a benefit of paying for the service. You get ad-free viewing. So, but that's here on Twitch. Over on YouTube, we have not gone the next step to monetize. We're kind of weighing options there. Not sure yet. Because there's a couple things, if I do monetize over there, I'd like to do, but I need to talk more now that I am armed with more information about multi-streaming, so that we're on both channels live. So, and which would be the best for my computer system / OBS setup. All right, so let's climb out, get this sucker in cruise. Again, we're not on VATSIM today. We're staying the little bit of going on between me and them, that we're going to keep it civil. And that's the best way. Just not even have it occur again. So, although it is starting to make me think about PosCon again. So I hope y'all are having a great Tuesday. Oh, we're still armed on the spoilers. Let's get that de-armed. And now, once I do this, folks, I always check. I did this once and the spoilers were actually up. So, all right, we're on our way. Again, great departure and great time there in Lyon. We're off to Gatwick. Ought to be fun. And again, less headaches, because we probably will not have to face the, being, because of frame rates, constantly having to reconnect X-Pilot to VATSIM. We just keep going on. So, and but I hope everyone, actually, I misspoke. I said Halloween is tomorrow. No, day after tomorrow. I just realized that. All Hallows Eve is tomorrow. Well, no, the eve of All Hallows Eve. Oh, man. All right, I'm going to be watching chat. I'm going to just mute for a couple seconds. Hope y'all enjoy the flight. Okay, folks, we're back. I hope you're enjoying this flight from Lyon up to Gatwick. Up next, and probably, well, we'll say something after the break. But for those that are subscribing, I just want to say thank you and glad to have you. We are looking at yet another purchase from the proceeds that come in from subscriptions, donations, and biddies. It's hopefully soon memberships. When we, if and when we pull the trigger on monetizing, um, it just seems a lot more different over in YouTube. That I want to make sure it's just mental in me, and not, actually it is a lot different. So, but anyway, I want to just say thank you to y'all. We're going to try to find some ways to perk even more up. We're opening that subscriber channel in the Discord. If you're not able to access it, please DM me or Duluth. Let us know. We'll get you going on it. So, all right. So we're halfway. See, this Elevatex overlay is what's up at the top. It's a little misleading. Now, granted, I know I can make my own. So again, that's on me. We're about to pass SIZZA, but we are 56 minutes. That doesn't seem right. Hang on, let me check another source. 38 minutes out. I didn't think that was right. Or about 30 minutes out. So within the hour, folks, we'll be kicking up flight number 2, which I'm certain many of you will really enjoy. We're going to fire up the Rotate MD-11. So again, those of you on YouTube, how do I'm going to have to, I need to do a lot of research here because I'm thinking I'm missing some things I could be doing right now with my YouTube folks. To either one, help guide them over to Twitch. Yeah, we've I got a lot. Yeah, this is why I haven't pulled the trigger, because we've been really pushing YouTube hard as much as we push Twitch hard, and I just realized there's some things I could be is promoting the right word? Anyway, informing both sides of the house, YouTube, because the Twitch side gets informed of YouTube with a scheduled, let you know the website to our channel. But I don't have that for for YouTube, so they can come over to Twitch and be live over here. I just noticed. So, but folks, since I don't have it, just come over to Twitch, look for Flying with Mike. Again, the link is in the more information YouTube. Come over here, find out when we're flying next. If you're available, we'd love to have you over here, meet and greet you, and just have a great time. That's what we're here for, to help, ease the hard days we all have at work, and try to relax. We're not here to get all bottled up in rules and regulations. Just get these planes up, have some fun. And I try every flight to help those that just join how to fly. We just had someone say thanks for the help in getting an aircraft going for a flight I just did. I still have problems here, here, and here, but that I love getting comments like that, folks, on YouTube and in Discord, DM'd. I love that stuff. So thank you. It lets me know that, yeah, one of my brand things, I guess, is actually helping people. All right, let me take a look here. All right, 31 minutes to go, folks. So let's see. Oh, we're just about top of descent. Oh, Lord. Perf. Okay, come up, go over here. Let's go to the landing perf. And two. Well, that's interesting. What happened to Gatwick? Everything just kind of came to a halt. What's going on in it? Who knows? Who knows? But anyway, I was going to look up the ATIS, but doesn't matter. 1720, 1720. Okay, cool. All right, so let's get this updated here. Winds, are they calm? Variable at 2. We'll put 2. Temperature 14. 3027, I believe, is gonna be, yep. And dry, landing, air conditioning on. Let's see, we're landing 26 left, correct? And 26 left is 10,000 feet long. All right, so let's see where low puts us. That's actually not too bad. We might make Gulf Romeo or Fox Romeo. Okay, we'll keep it there. Brakes will be set to low. And I wish that would stop, but it won't. Okay, QNH 225. Temperature 14. Winds, we're gonna go 000 diagonal 2. And our minimum we can take here, 396. We'll do it off borrow. And transition level. There's no ATIS in Heathrow, so how about Stansted? Transition level here, 7,000. All right, we're set, and $59 miles out. Be honest, CLM is not far off, folks. Remember we had in the pre-brief 36,000 CLM? Yeah, we're pretty close to that, folks. We're coming up on the equal time point. Same amount of time to go back to Lyon as it is to continue to Gatwick. How about we just do this? We'll set 16. All right, we're about ready to drop 45 miles out. Okay. I think I'm going to actually initiate at CLM and we'll work our way down. Again, hope y'all are having a great day. Not certain why everything's down at the moment in the London area, but well, that's an oh, I do love watching any flight sim's weather, how it interacts with the sim. It just like that racetrack whole thing went away. So anyway, we're inbound for Gatwick. And now I do remember, let's take a look here one more time. We've got a broken layer of clouds based at 3,800 feet. Now that's still VFR conditions by it being there. 3,400 feet might make it marginal. So should be a good arrival nonetheless. Oh, so that's where Atella comes from. No. All right. we're about 25 miles or so from the actual top of drop. We're going to go ahead and initiate, and we're headed for 16. Dots on means managed. So we may only go to like 1,000 or so feet a minute, but by Utella we'll pick up, and hopefully it'll steepen a little bit. But yeah, we're on our way into Gatwick now. Seatbelt signs we'll think about at after 25,000 feet. McDo arrivals in, performance arrivals in. Oh, top of descent winds. We can do that. And if you click this now, you slow. That is clicking approach. You'll slow to the F speed there, unless you take over speed and override it. Okay, got our winds updated. Again, the right side, when you're on with Airbuses, the left side's where your holds let me just click on it. Your holds, your fix information, any of, airways and all in building it. Now, let's return. Right side would be like altitude constraints, speed, and your access to wind and your step altitudes. So little different philosophy there than the Boeing folks, but we're on a nice gentle descent, kind of what I remember in the one of the few Airbus flights I've ever been on, an A319. I think it was a 319. Now that I think about it, I'm not 100% sure. Could have been a 320. But anyway, with Allegiant from Mesa to and from the airport I worked at. All right. Okay, with that, we're starting our descent. Speed brakes if need be. We'll initiate altimeter at transition and landing lights below 10,000 feet. All right. We're getting closer. We'll get to this squiggly line on the ND, folks. You can see it a little better here just after Kopar. We'll should see a steepening in our descent. So, but I hope you enjoyed Lyon to Gatwick. I know a lot of you would have loved to have seen it on VATSIM or heard it on VATSIM, I guess would be a better way to put it. But with what went on yesterday with Frankfurt and all, I don't want a repeat of today. Even though it shouldn't, I don't want it. And we'll see how things go out of LA on the next flight. And once we start steepening our descent, we'll turn the seatbelt signs on and tell the flight attendants start getting things ready for landing. We're about 20 minutes out. Now would be when we would call ahead to the FBO or line people and say, hey, we're about 20 minutes out. Here's what we need, and so forth. And for those who want, it'd be a good time, even though I am hopefully going to remember. You can put a prediction in anytime up until short final by simply the exclamation point predict space and a negative number. And that'll get you, in, and we can see who gets the closest. No prizes given, sorry. But yeah, it's something, little something while we're flying here. Funny story on that same flights between the airport I worked at and Mesa. At the time, the clouds that X-plane was generating, I just kept looking at it and wanting to say something's wrong with them. And I think I might have on stream. Would have been this time last year or the year before. But anyway, great time, by the way. Oh, we enjoyed Arizona. I could actually live there. Not sure yet about the summer, but this time of the year, oh my gosh, was it great. But anyway, we took off out of Mesa, headed back home. And all of that, if it was griping or whatever, I looked out the window and went, I'll be doggone. Those clouds look exactly like they did on X-plane. So yeah, when we got on the ground, the next stream, well, folks, guess what? I'm eating some crow because the clouds here pretty well matched the clouds we had out there. That type, wherever the heck it was, I was streaming flights between. And I'm like, yeah, I think I'll leave the critiquing of the graphical stuff here to Austin. Because obviously I was getting it wrong. I still think it's a little too bright, but I'm sure I'm going to fly a flight and I'll be made wrong again. But then again, we were about right here. Yeah, about this flight level-ish, as best I could tell. Seatbelts are on, and all right, flight attendants, prepare the cabin for landing. Should be there in about 15, 16 minutes. Folks, I hope you've had a great flight with us. Don't forget, check in and fly with us again on your next flight. Yeah, I would never make it as an airline captain. Oh well. It's been a pleasure, though, folks, flying from Lyon up here to um, Gatwick. Oh, for a second there, I thought we were on the arrival. Little ways to go. Kisak and then KUNAV. But I hope y'all can hang around here on Twitch as we will be flying from Los Angeles up to Salt Lake in the MD-11 from Rotate. So I hope y'all hang around for that. We're just going to go right into it. Just a brief break. Let everyone stretch their legs and what have you for about 5-10 minutes. Switch aircraft and get things up and moving. So right there's Keesaw or Keysacks, sorry. Headed for KUNAV now. KUNAV, however you say that. KUNAV. That next fix. Oh, okay. I thought we had to be at 16 at KUNAV, but no, we AMMOT. Or AMDUT, sorry, afterwards. Which is perfect. We'll be there and slowing. I thought I remember Gatwick for some reason had a distinction as the busiest single runway airport out there, but they've always had two runways, so I don't know where that came into my thinking. Um, but it did have a distinction out there as one of the busier airports in this category. So, all right, we're close enough. We're going to switch into landing and constraints. Landing and constraints coming across the water now. The weather, that if you haven't seen where X-Plane's going with this, when they get to one point, what they call X right now, which we don't know what update, the radars, the weather is going to get a makeover. I'm assuming the weather, but for sure the radars. And I cannot wait for this. Next up is supposed to be ATC internal. So like if you file if you come up here, I got to remember where it's hiding. Anyway, you basically are flying with ATC generated within X-Plane, not with FATSIM or Pilot's Edge or POSCON, IVAO, just within the simulator. So if you turn on the AI aircraft, which I did once, never going to do that again. That hopefully is turned off and never going to come back. um, you could fly a flight, and supposedly the SIDS, the stars, will be more interactive. Now, I did this in past Microsoft versions, like 2004. I might have tried it once in FSX. It was horrible, but they were not connected to these SIDS stars. You couldn't even update the nav databases in the flight sims unless Microsoft had come out with an update. Today, we're able to, through NavGraph and a few of these other sources. I have no idea who they are, but you can physically keep your internal navigational data for the sim itself up to date, let alone all of these McDo's and FMCs. The only thing that doesn't update are the INSs. You do that by putting the lat-lon in, so it's done already. So that's going to be an interesting animal to see. But I am really looking forward to the weather and any other performance issues that will help frame rates, because the more you put in, the more 3D-ish these clouds get. It's gonna begin working your computer harder, and meaning frame rates may come down. They know how to make that not happen, but hopefully they help improve that. Like this, and I don't know if that's my hardware or within the software. All right, we're at KUNAV, and that will be the 16,000 foot mark, and then we'll start our descent to 7 by Timba. Timba. We'll get leveled out and then begin setting. Well, actually, this is not the point where 16,000 is. So Roger, down to 7,000. Virgin 1576 Heavy. All right, let's get the rest of this going. Speed, we're going to stay managed as long as possible. At Timba, we should slow to no faster than 220, 250 at KKE. 64. All right, we're slowing right now. I'm not sure to what speed. All right, we're coming down. 7,000 looks like the mark for Timba. Again, you can tell that on your display here where the hockey stick is right before it. And then we've got other restrictions as we go in. We're out over the channel, inbound Gatwick. See what's going on in Gatwick now. Nothing. That is just totally bizarre. All right, there's 10,000 feet. IWW, is that our runway? It is, okay. All right. We are in the pattern over Mayfield now. Inbound got us about 8.5 miles to get down to 2,000 and slow this pig up. What did we determine over here? 143. Okay. Looks like our localizer is alive. Wow, we broke out that layer pretty quick. That's about where we were supposed to, 3,800. And it looks like we may have a glide slope as well. Flight attendants, take your seats for landing. Cabins ready. Cockpit's not, because I can't see the runway yet. But then I figure we're going to fly a good 5 miles or so before we're at the glide slope. So well, I think Vassy might be in play here. 5 miles out. Kind of, sort of making out a runway. do think they need to amend their visibility here. If this is in fact real. All right, I've got the runway. And Gatwick traffic, Virgin 1576, 3 mile final, 26 left. It's been a long time since I've been here, folks.
1000.
Landing.
Hundred above.
200.
Minimum.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20.
Retard.
10.
5.
A little further down the runway than I wanted to go. Cleared across, 26 right. Roger, to the gate. All right, let's figure out where to park. Q1 sounds good. Let's just take this first spot. I think there's 2 jetways here. Oh, let's head on up to the main part of the terminal. These are too small. I think we'll way overhang this. Kind of ready to put this plane in a block. So hang on a second, folks. There we go. All right, we're in. We don't have brake fans, so we're gonna have to, we do have some hot brakes. Let me get the APU bleed on. Real quick run through what we missed. APU's on terrain, brake temperature, we don't have a fan. All right, let's shut them down so they can get those chocks under it. All right, we're in the blocks, folks. Welcome to Gatwick. Um, Now we get an ATIS. Oh well, it is what it is, folks. It is really. All right, so let's take a look at our numbers. First off with the airline, touchdown 115 is what they have us at. I think we bounced, but we'll see here. And that is pending. Let me make sure. It is. Cool. All right. Now I'm going to just do a quick gander over here to Elevatech 354. Okay, a little better of what I would have thought. And minimize that. And the animal we like to rely on the most, Sim Toolkit. Oh, I just brought the overlay up. Sorry, let me get rid of that overlay. Bring up Sim Toolkit. There we go. And looks like our brigades are starting to show up. 254, 138. Folks, I think that's pretty close to what, let me see, 143, so about 5 knots short. Not bad. Not bad at all. Hour and 20-minute flight, 90 miles, and about 6,300 kilos of fuel. 1.3, 138, folks. Great numbers. Let's see where we actually planted it. Right. Oh, look at that. Right on the landing zone. 802 feet down the runway, right where we're supposed to. And of course, it had us set up for the other runway. Looks like we were pretty close to the center line. Number wise, you can see over here looks awesome. And wow, what a great flight. It's kind of nice not to be on VATSIM every now and then. All right. What I'm going to do here is we're going to do a rewind. And look, the brigade is here. So bear with me. Okay, it's just not going to give us that runway. Yeah, there was the bounce. Folks, I'm sorry. Beautiful landing. Beautiful. Wow. That looked awesome. One more time, just because we're now where I wanted to be. All right. Yes, we, hang on. I'm sorry, folks. We actually published that as a clip. And then we'll do one from the tower, but I don't think that's going to work much. Beautiful landing. Let's see if we can get something from the tower. Didn't think so. All right, well, there you have it, folks. That wraps us up here, getting from Lyon to Gatwick. I hope you enjoyed. And we are going to call it here. Twitch, please stand by. We're not going to be quitting. YouTube, we're going to be killing the video here. There'll be another video from Los Angeles to Salt Lake. Stand by, Twitch. We're going to put this back in the spot, and we're going to say hasta la vista for now to our YouTube folks, and sign out like we normally do, and then we'll come up when we're ready to start the second video. Should be but 5-10 minutes, so good time. Stretch your legs, grab a drink, relax, enjoy. We'll be right back. Again, thank you all so much for this flight. We really had a great time with the A330. God bless you all. Have a great day.